like you mentioned, the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing or whatever, people pick a team, pick a side, not like it's more cult of personality. People picked a side on who their favorite actor was. Uh, in that regard, a lot of people didn't look at anything. In YouTube, people will pick a side based off, I like this guy's videos. Why? Because I like how he plays guitar. Not, it's like nothing to do with what's being said. You'll find that very often. Um, it'll be cited that whatever this person has, I like them because uh, I don't know, they like the same band as I do, or I like their music or whatever, and that really is irrelevant to what's being spoken about. But it doesn't matter because they've made up their mind. So I find that to be like the most social example of just people in general. The audience that are viewing are all different people from all different works of life, and as we said, of all different levels of sobriety. So it's difficult to see exactly gauge the opinion overall, because everybody's different. But the thing that kind of annoys me is that some people don't bother listening to what you have to say or what you have to show. Um, like you can present evidence that's like unquestionably that happened, but no, didn't happen because I like the guitars that he plays. Oh,
Yeah. Well, we I guess we live in a world now as well where, you know, there's so much kind of. It's funny how the word like misinformation is used by both sides of like sort of political spectrum. You know, it's used by people who don't believe a word the government say because they'll say everything the government says is misinformation. Then it's in reverse. It's anything that isn't totally government released is misinformation. And I feel like we kind of live in a bit of a, when you talk about this polarizing stuff, I can see, you know, even when you present evidence to people, you know, it's becoming harder and harder even to just believe what's right in front of your eyes, I think. So I do almost have a bit of sympathy to that, you know, as much as I don't, you know, I try to avoid being that cult of personality type where I'm sort of leaning into the, you know, just following the person because I like the person kind of thing. But at the same time, I can understand when there's so little you feel you can trust out in the media, sometimes people are the only thing you feel like you can trust, if that makes sense.
mm.
So I do have some sympathy, and I can see why people, you know, they just go, screw it, I don't believe any of that evidence, but he seems trustworthy, you know, because I like who he is as a person. And it sounds a bit ridiculous, but actually when you don't feel like you can trust anything out there, like what's your next best option? Like, you know,
Mm. Well, I suppose it's also it's but that thought process, the I like this person is also a little bit dangerous, especially on YouTube when it's an industry. And people do play characters. People write the script, and the editing software is there for a reason. You edit out the bits that you don't want to show. So you like the person, or you think you like the person, but in reality, you like the person that they show on YouTube. Um, and that's something to factor in about these type of things. You know, like there's the parasocial relationships that plague online society, where people end up with stalkers because they like the person, but the person doesn't know you. So it's just kind of another interesting social aspect to the online life.